Okay, what we're going to do is demonstrate to you how to lift prints using basic black graphite powder. Black graphite powder is used for hard, smooth surfaces. A lot of the prints that you would take at a crime scene, you use black graphite powder. And by the way, the powders come in different colors, but experts say they would rather have black on a white background surface. It's the best contrast, so I would always stick with the black graphite powder. We're going to use a mirror here, and when you have a mirror like this, or a surface like this in a vertical space, what you want to do is you put your brush in. This is a large jar, it could be a smaller jar, and just make sure it's not falling down, otherwise you have too much powder. And then just start looking for prints. As soon as you start seeing prints, then you want to develop it as much as you can. You can't really over powder it, but at some point in time it's not going to get any darker because you've already adhered the black powder onto the oils that were left behind. So we have a good one there. Let's see if there's any more in the area. We'll develop them first. Here's something over here. Now this looks like a smudge. I would make sure that you don't ever decide for the fingerprint expert in the crime lab whether a print is good enough to be read. That's their job, not yours. So if you see something that looks like a ridge detail or a print, take it. Don't worry about whether you can read it or not. You send it in and you let the lab do that for you. Here's one more over here. Okay. All right, so now you have the powder on there. You're going to get some latent print tape, which is basically Scotch tape. They make it about 2 inches wide, and they call it latent print tape, and they package it that way. Always overlap the end. So for 2 reasons. One, so you can find the end, and more importantly, so you can. That's where you hold on to it. You don't want to put your own prints on the sticky part because they may end up being on the card and all of a sudden you're a suspect to a crime. So we're going to start with these here. How many prints that you put on a single lift card, and by the way, a lift card is a 3 by 5 inch card. How many you put on there depends on how close the prints are. We can get all 3 of these all on one strip. So you put it on over there, and you can see, after you put the tape on there, you rub it as hard as you can, you take it off, and then you can see the prints are now on the tape. The print is still there, by the way, and if you had to, you could put some more powder on it and lift it again, but I think we got it pretty well. You take the card. Now the idea is to get it from the tape onto the card without making any wrinkles or bubbles, etc. And I like to use the excess as a weight to keep the tape nice and straight. That's the way I was taught. Doesn't mean it's the best way. It's the way I do it. All right, we go on there. We rip it off. Again, we overlap it so we can find the end later on. And then here's our latent lift. There happens to be 3 latent prints on it, but this is a single lift. So this would be number 1 of, let's say, by the time we're done with the crime scene, we have 80 of these cards. Then it would be 1 of 80, 2 of 80. And where you found them and when you took them will all be on the back of the card, and we talk about that in this module in a different location. Okay, so we got that one there. Let's do, here's one here that looks like a smudge. And as I said to you earlier, it's not up to us to decide whether it's readable or not. We're going to take it, we're going to lift it, we're going to put it on the card like this. There we go. And this will be 2 of the amount that we take in a particular crime scene. Let's look at a different object like a coffee cup. Well, first of all, if there's any prints on this coffee cup, an area that I know there won't be any prints is inside where the liquid goes. So putting your fingers inside there shouldn't destroy any potential latents that are there. So let's look to see if there's any prints there. And we got this one right here, so we'll take that one, get the tape. Lift it there, lift it off, get another card, put it on, break it off, again, overlap that end. The tape breaks very easy, no problem. You got another lift, fill that in. One more, here's a gun, and I bring this as an example. I got a call once from a client, and he was a defense attorney saying, hey, we asked the crime lab if they found any prints of our client on the murder weapon, and they said, oh, we never look for prints on a gun because there's never any prints. They said, is that a true statement? I said, well, absolutely not. First of all, how do you make a statement like that? So he said, can you do me a favor? Can you lift some prints off of a gun and do a demonstration video for me? Which is what I did. And here's a gun right here that and you can see there's a nice, I don't know how well you can see it with the camera, but there's a nice print right there that can be easily lifted off. A gun has a lot of nice, smooth, hard surfaces. Obviously the gun stock, the handle here is not a good surface. You wouldn't find any prints there. The trigger itself is, this particular gun has a nice, smooth trigger here, and also the trigger guard. So there's a lot of opportunities to get some prints there. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't get prints off of a hard, smooth surface. I don't care what it is. Is it? Are you always going to get it? No. Do people always leave latent prints? No. If their hands are dry, they may not even leave a print. But this gives you a good example on how to do that. So if you're asked to do that as a homework assignment, at least you'll have a good understanding of how to do it.